Hello, everyone. We're talking super nutrition and living foods today. So, why are these things important? Well, our body needs to be fueled by the right ingredients, just like a car or a horse or any other thing out there. We need the right things to go in, the right inputs, to be able to create the correct outputs. And in the world we're living in today, most of us don't know what the correct inputs are. We're not being told properly, or we're being confused by the media. There's a lot of confusing information out there as to what's right, what's good, how much of everything we should be taking as well. So, we're going to be having a little look at that. One of the first things I want to touch on is living foods. So, what does that mean? Well, it means foods that are alive, food that have life force in them. So, when you freshly pick an apple from a tree, that's got a lot of life force. When you pick dandelion leaves from the garden, it's got a lot of life force, or from a park or wherever you are. When you eat um, processed foods, do you think that's got a lot of life force? No. So, living foods, foods with life force, have energy. They come from the world and they are as fresh as possible because that has the most A, nutritional value, but B, energy to it. There's something called Kallian photography where they can photograph the life force of things. And you can see the difference between something that is freshly picked and something that is processed. You can also see the difference between organic and non-organic. So this is an interesting concept to look at. Now, obviously, in winter, it's harder to get that life force, that fresh food, because we can't grow so much. There's not as much growing naturally that we could forage. So we have to look to other methods. One great thing that we can do is we can sprout. So you can get seeds, and there's a great video on my YouTube, which we'll put the link up to, on how to sprout, how to do sprouting. So really interesting, easy thing to do, where you can grow your own foods on your windowsill, and you have them when they're young sprouts. So you're getting that life force in there. You're also breaking down some of the things that are stopping you absorbing the nutrients from the foods, from those maybe lentils or pulses that are locked in there. So living foods, eat as much living food as possible, whether it's from a supermarket or it's sprouts or it's stuff you can forage or grow yourself. Adding in that living food to your diet is super important. But then we need to go, okay, so we've got the living food covered, which is great, but now we need to look at our nutrition. What do we need to make sure we're having on a regular basis? In the winter, in countries like the UK, where it's colder and we have less sun, between October and March, it's advised that we supplement vitamin D. Vitamin D is essential for 900 functions within the body. So, immune system, hormone health, so many things require adequate levels of vitamin D. So, making sure that we're optimizing our vitamin D is really key for our health and our well-being. Lots of studies have come out showing that optimum levels of vitamin D can help you fight off colds, flus, etc. So we really want to make sure that we have this ramped up. Of course, getting outside in the sun as much as possible is really important as well for our health, for our skin, for the vitamin D, but we don't get enough in the UK sunlight, so we do need to be making sure we are supplementing that. Vitamin D3 is ideal to be having with K2 because this helps the absorption of the vitamin D so that we can really maximize the benefit and the goodness in our system. Vitamin D is in D3 and K2 are in the All You Need. So when you're having that, you're getting your vitamin D and your K2 in the right form that you need it. We also need to look to making sure we're having vitamin C on a regular basis. Vitamin C is an antioxidant that helps, again, support our immune system, helps us fight off coughs and colds, helps keep our skin looking radiant, helps our insides stay young. It fights off free radical damage. So the aging damage of our cells, vitamin C helps to fight off. Interestingly enough, vitamin C also helps to reduce cortisol levels, which is the stress hormone in our body. So the more stressed you are, the more vitamin C you use up. So the more you need to make sure that you are having this in your diet on a regular basis. Again, in the All You Need, we have 500 milligrams approximately per serving of vitamin C, and this comes from plant sources. So it comes from rose hips, it comes from acerola cherry, it comes from camu camu. So it comes from these natural forms of vitamin C, which mean that we absorb it so much better. One of the things when we're looking at nutrition is, where possible, getting it from the plant-based version as opposed to a synthetic, because our body's not going to utilize it as easily when it comes from a synthetic form. So if you are supplementing, make sure you know what's in the supplements. Make sure they're good quality. We can get supplements that huge range. You can buy turmeric, for example, and it can start off at £4 and go up to £30. Well, why is there such a huge range? Is it because these people are ripping you off, or is it because these people are maybe putting lots of filler and bulking agents and have a poorer quality? So these are important things to look into and be aware of, which is why we created All You Need as well, so that you can know you're getting something from a good source in its natural form. They're all organic or wild crafted, so really good nutrition going into you. So we've got the vitamin C, we've got the vitamin D we've spoken about. Super nutrition, another really important thing is hydration. Getting good, clean water into your body. This is absolutely important for our health, to help us flush out the toxins, to keep our bodies moving, to keep our digestive system moving, to keep our bowels moving. We need to be hydrated properly. And we can hydrate through good, clean water, but also through having watery foods like cucumbers, like celery, like melon, like watermelon. All of these things are high water content. They're going to help to increase your water content as well. So again, coming back to the living foods, eating that whole food diet is so key to our health and our well-being. And then we need to look at greens. The more we can create this beautiful alkaline state in the body, the better it is for our body. It's been shown that in alkaline states, disease can't grow so much, but where there's acidity, and acidity doesn't just come from food, it comes from emotions as well. It comes from stress, it comes from anger. All these emotions can create an acid response in our body. So it's not just when we look at nutrition, from the nutrition, but it's also from the thoughts and the emotions. This is all an important aspect. So when we are having foods that alkalize our body, that keep it clean, these are often greens. So getting those greens into your body, and the recipe for today is a green smoothie. So this is a great thing to have on a regular basis to clear out your system. We have toxins all around us that are coming in. So what we want to be able to do is clear them out on a regular basis, so we don't have to do these big, huge detoxes. We're always helping support the body's natural detoxification process. There may be times that you want to go into detoxifying more, where you want to cut out certain foods and really give your body a break so it feels good. But generally, if every day you can be having little bits of greens to help create this beautiful deodorized, alkalized space within your body, this is optimum. We've got kale growing in our garden at the moment in January, and it's a lovely thing, and perpetual spinach, to be able to go out just out the back door and grab some kale and some spinach. These things don't take up a lot of room. You can have them in pots if you don't have a big garden. If you don't have a garden at all, you can forage for things like dandelion leaves. Also, I saw chickweed out the other day. So there's things, greens, that we can get all year round from our environment, whether it's grown or whether it's foraged. But obviously, if you're foraging, make sure you know what you're getting and you cross-reference it to make sure it is that thing. So super greens, super important. Some of my favourite super greens are nettles. I love nettles, high in all of the minerals that we need in our body. So they're really going to give us that nutritional blast into our system. And again, you can go out and forage nettles even in the winter. Nettles are growing. We have nettles in our All You Need. So there's nettles, there's wheatgrass, there's moringa, So there's some beautiful greens to support your health in there as well. But there's nothing like getting fresh greens as well. In the green smoothie we make for this episode, we combine both the all you need and the fresh greens. So you're really optimizing your health in that way. Super nutrition, we also need to look at the other nutrients that we need in our lives, such as zinc. Zinc is a very important nutrient. We can find this in seeds, like pumpkin seeds are a good source of zinc, sunflower seeds, hemp seeds. Adding in that those seeds are brilliant because they're a great source of fat. Fat has been demonized for a long time as something that is bad, but fat is essential for our health. So making sure you're getting fat into your diet is really, again, another key thing. In the all you need, we put coconut MCT, so this is a great source of fat you can be having. But for me as well, I love to have things like hemp seeds. These are the perfect ratio of omega-3 and 6 for our body, so we're getting that great source coming into our body. We can also have fat-wise things like blue-green algae oil, another good source of fat, avocados, nuts, so that we're making sure we're really optimizing the thing that is the foundation to our endocannabinoid system, our hormonal system, helping with brain function. Fat really is important, and we're not talking about the animal fats and the deep fried fats. We're talking about those natural fats, things like olive oil before it's cooked. Really, really important for our body. So these are a few of the essential things that we need to look at. Another very important one for our nutrition is magnesium. Magnesium is responsible for 700 functions in the body, so a really key nutrient to look at. And again, we've got magnesium in the all you need. Food wise, if you're looking at what foods can I eat to get more magnesium, cacao or raw chocolate is the most bioavailable source of magnesium available. But there's magnesium in nettles, there's magnesium in leafy greens, there's magnesium in brown rice. So we can get magnesium from lots of other sources. It's about making sure we've got that right amount. For me, another way I like to get my magnesium is from the bath, putting Epsom salts into my bath. This is a great way to absorb the magnesium through your skin because Epsom salts are magnesium. So a great thing that we can be having into our body. When we're looking at super nutrition, not just nutrition, but super nutrition, one of the keys for me, and it has been for a long time, is having medicinal mushrooms. These really are something I feel are super supportive for the body. When I say medicinal mushrooms, I'm talking about bracket fungus. This is a bracket fungus here. This is another one here. This is turkey tails and this is birch polypore. But there are lots of different bracket fungus or medicinal mushrooms. Some of the most popular ones are reishi and chaga. They are known as the king and queen of immortality. Big title for them. They also have lots of other names. Reishi mushroom is also known as the magic mushroom of the bedroom. It's known to support the body in so many different ways. The medicinal mushrooms, these bracket fungus, have been shown to be high in something called beta-glucans, which have been shown to destroy cancer cells. The medicinal mushrooms work as immune modulators, so they regulate the immune system, creating more balance in our immune system. They work to reduce stress in the body and support the adrenals. They work to support digestive health. They work to reduce inflammation and support good neural development and also reducing things like depression and anxiety. They're very supportive of that. So the medicinal mushrooms are power-packed foods that we need to be having. When you're working with medicinal mushrooms, they have to be processed. You can't just eat them like this because they're rock hard. We're going to be talking more about medicinal mushrooms in a separate episode, but you get a little bit of a touch because these are super important for health and well-being. And again, they're in the all you need. With the all you need, we've thought about what does the body need? What do we need every day as those basic essentials to help us function? So we've got protein in there, biofermented pea and quinoa protein. The biofermented bit means that it's easier to digest in the body. Sometimes we can eat protein and it's hard to process. So we've supported this with having it in a way that your body can break it down easily. So it's already started to be broken down so you can absorb it and use it in its optimum form. So we've tried to give you everything that you need in a tasty and delicious way to support your nutrition. And it can be added, as you're seeing with all these recipes, to other amazing foods because it's part of a complete and balanced diet. And that's what we need to look at. How can we create that balanced diet in our nutrition? How can we add in more whole foods, more plant-based foods, and real living foods? Because this is what's going to give you your energy. If you're eating lots of dead foods, how is that going to give you life force? It's not. So we need to start thinking about foods in this way. Is this going to really give me that oomph and that energy, or is it not? So these are a few key tips to super nutrition. I'm just going to run through them quickly. Hydrate yourself. Make sure you're drinking clean water and lots of foods that have a high water content. Make sure you're getting your vitamin D, D3 with K2, so you can optimize your health. Get that magnesium in, whether it's in the form of Epsom salts, raw cacao, or the All You Need. Make sure that you're having plenty of vitamin C from fresh, real foods and not ideally from the synthetic form, but from that real living form of it. Rose hips, acerola cherry, camu camu, these are great sources and they're all in the All You Need as well. Add in those medicinal mushrooms for that power-packed punch into your life. Start sprouting maybe. Get out and forage where you can, always cross-referencing so that you're getting dandelion leaves and maybe some nettles into your diet. You're getting that living food into your diet as much as you can. So I hope that's given you a few food for thought and you can start to really ramp up your nutrition. Take care.
So nutrition plays a huge part in our role, and many people know that. If you followed All You Need's journey, you'll know my story with my son. He struggled really bad with eczema, and we found out that it actually stemmed from him having lots of food intolerances. So when we had to strip back his diet and make sure that he wasn't eating anything he was allergic to, we then was left with the situation of how are we going to get the nutrition in him that he needs to be a healthy growing child. All You Need played a massive role in this healing journey for us. When we switched out everything he was allergic and intolerant to and gave him regular All You Need in the form of milks, drinks, smoothies, baked goods, porridges, even sprinkling it on some of his salads sometimes, he was getting everything he needed in his daily nutrition, and that was a massive impact on his health and his cognition. He slept better, he was more comfortable, he was more confident, he was able to concentrate better, his cognition improved. Now, as a child who was going from not sleeping through the night, who was constantly whinging and in discomfort, bleeding and itching and weeping his skin, me as a stressed mother not knowing what was wrong with my child, it's completely transformed our family's happiness and health because now we know and have the confidence that he is getting everything he needs. That just goes to show the power of nutrition and how important it is to get it right for you and your family.